in the Herd.
All right, New York Jets are at the Bills. 80% of the public's on the Jets. I'll take the Bills in 2.5. Listen, the fewest games against teams with winning records in December this year. The Jets, they've got 4. They've been 2-2. They struggled with Dallas. They struggled with the Giants in December. This is a Jets team that's mostly beat up on average football teams this year. And in December, been in really close football games with average teams like the Giants and average teams like the Cowboys. The Bills do one thing incredibly well: run the football. Yards per rush, 4.9. They'll be at home. It's Rex Ryan, who would absolutely love to ruin the Jets' playoff chances. The last 2 weeks, the Bills have run for 236 yards and 240 yards. Don't kid yourself. The Bills can go over the top. Do you know the team with the most offensive touchdowns at 20-plus yards this year? It's not the Patriots. It's not Arizona. It's the Bills with 24. I will take my upset of the weekend, a team that's got a pop on offense at home with a coach who is putting in a work week like he never has before. 27-26, the world likes the Jets. I'll take the Bills.
Vikings at Packers.
Well, the first time they played, it was a blowout in Minnesota. Why? Because it's going to be a blowout the second time. Green Bay again at home, -3. I'll swallow the field goal. I've got a general rule in the NFL that I have used for years. Always take NFL teams coming off an embarrassing loss, especially on television. They almost always rebound. The Packers were humiliated on TV. This is for the division. They have a massive advantage at quarterback. And never forget this number. Green Bay is 10-1 this year. 10-1 with 2 or more sacks. 0-4 with none or 1. 6 in the first meeting against the Vikings. Why? Because according to websites that rank offensive lines, the Vikings have the worst low line in the league. That's the difference in the first game. That will be the difference in this game. Take the Packers, a team with 40 sacks, playing for a division, humiliated on TV, swallow the field goal, 28-20. I'll take Green Bay.
Raiders at Chiefs.
I've been on the Raiders all year, but I've also known when to jump off the Raiders. Kansas City's -7. I don't like favorites, but they can still win the division, and they forced a turnover in 11 straight games. Why does that matter? Because Oakland is turnover prone. They've had 9 turnovers in the last 5 games. Alex Smith, there's no team in the league he's played better against than the Raiders. 6-1 with 16 TDs and 1 pick in his career. The Raiders' pass defense, young and brutal. Kansas City covers. They're playing for more. Smart team. Edge at head coach. 31-21 Chiefs.
Rams at 49ers.
Love the 49ers. When's the last time I said that? They're getting 3.5. It's one of those Vegas lines that doesn't make sense, like Alabama, Michigan State. Shouldn't the Rams be like a 7, 8, 10-point favorite? They shouldn't. Here's why. The Rams are young, one of the youngest teams in the league. They upset Seattle. Young teams, after big upset wins, tend to pull back. The Niners are really good defensively at home. Their point differential at home this year, considering their inept offense, is only -3.4. And they've been in very close games at home. In fact, they've been far fewer points scored in Niners home games, both by the Niners and their opponents, than in any other stadium in the league this year. And moving the chains has proven to be a difficult task for both teams. Third down conversion rates, these are the 2 worst teams in the league. What does that mean? This will be low scoring. It will be ugly, and 3.5 is too many points. Blaine Gabbert, for the record, he's thrown a touchdown pass in each of his 7 career starts here for the Niners. He's competent. Take the points. San Francisco wins or loses 22-21. Just for fun, we'll take the upset win.
Ravens at Bengals.
Again, this is a big number, but in this last week of the NFL season, what are you playing for? The Bengals have something to play for. They're playing for a bye, and if they get a bye, Andy Dalton comes back. Marvin Lewis does not want to go into the playoffs with A.J. McCarron. Cincinnati has been unbelievable against division foes. This year, outscoring them by over 10 points a game. Baltimore, fairly inept on offense, 23rd in the league. Ryan Mallett is going to start for Baltimore. That's with a Cincinnati pass rush, which includes Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins, the most sacks by a teammate duo in the entire league this year. I have a team with better personnel, at least competent at home. It's at Cincinnati. The Ravens are off the only smart, well-played game they've done all year. I don't think they have two in a row. This is my blowout of the weekend. Last week I had Arizona thumping Green Bay as my blowout of the weekend. This week it's Cincinnati 31, Baltimore 13. My blowout of the weekend, swallow the 9 points.